Hello and welcome back in the Pursuit of Wealth, everybody. It's Rod with Power Group. It is Thursday, August 12th, and in this video, we're going to be discussing Sundial reporting second quarter 2021 financial and operational results. We'll also be going over a massive warning sign on the stock and what to look out for in the days and weeks ahead, also down about 6% after hours. So far, a bearish reaction to these earnings, but we'll want to see how we react tomorrow during regular trading hours, and then we'll look at the chart and what to expect in the days and weeks ahead. And this is just my opinion. Full disclaimer, this is not financial advice. Do your own research. This is for entertainment purposes only. So diving right into it, before we jump in though, make sure to smash the like, subscribe to the channel. So Sundial reports second quarter 2021 financial operational results. And these are for the period ending June 30th, 2021. All financial information in this press release is reported in millions of Canadian dollars. So just want to highlight that the net revenue was not 9.2 million. I saw a couple people saying they thought the revenue was only 9.2 million. Keep in mind that didn't include the investment and fee revenue. So the actual total in their first diagram, you can see that net revenue was 14.857. And if you look at Seeking Alpha, they also confirmed that revenue of 14.86 million. And then if we scoot over to investing.com, you can see that it blew past analyst expectations as well. They were expecting 12.48 million, came in at 14.86. So there was a beat there, but I think the reason why the stock is down after hours is because of the net loss of 52.3 million. They also had an adjusted EBITDA loss of 0.2 million for the second quarter 2021 compared to an adjusted EBITDA loss of 3.9 million for the same quarter last year. On a more positive note, they had gross MJ revenue of 12.7 million, an increase of 8% compared to the previous quarter, and sitting on 1.3 billion of cash, marketable securities, and long-term investments at June 30th, 2021, and 1.2 billion at August 9th, 2021, with no outstanding debt. Also, subsequent to the quarter end, closed the acquisition of Inner Spirit Holdings, Inner Spirit and its Spirit Leaf retail MJ store location Spirit Leaf, establishing Sundial as one of Canada's largest vertically integrated MJ companies. Also, as a reminder, the company plans to hold a conference call and webcast at 8:30 a.m. Mountain Time or 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Friday, so tomorrow, August 13th, 2021. For the dial-in details, just visit this link here at www.sndlgroup.com. So if you're still wondering why the stock is down here after hours, I do believe it is because of the net loss of 52.3 million for the quarter and an adjusted EBITDA loss of 0.2 million. Also, nice to see that the revenue almost doubled from last quarter after slightly dipping from the quarter before that. You can see here we dipped from 11 million down to 8 million, and now we're back up to nearly 15 million here. So almost doubled the revenue from last quarter. It wasn't hard to double though, with only coming in at 8 million. So I do want to highlight that SNDL's got a market cap of 1.536 billion and only pulling in 14.86 million in revenue. If we take the last 3 quarters and take the average is 11 million. And just to put that into perspective, Hexo right now currently has a market cap of 693 million, if you can believe it. And their average over the last 3 quarters was 27 million. I just wanted to mention that because I know a lot of people are interested in SNDL. A lot of the same people are interested in Hexo as well. I know they're heavily traded on Robinhood, I believe. I think there was some confusion that Hexo didn't get listed under the MJ stocks section. So not sure, let me know in the comments below if that has been fixed. But I just wanted to bring it up, a little bit of a red flag to me that if we take the revenue of SNDL and we times it by 100, that essentially is their market cap of 1.53 billion. And if we take the current sales of Hexo and we multiply them by 100, it's a lot more than their current market value. So if you are looking for a decent entry on any other stocks, I would recommend checking out Hexo. So jumping over to the SNDL chart, I will highlight the major warning sign that's flashing here in just a moment. We do have a potential death cross forming, but I do want to just highlight here on the daily time frame that we have some key resistance here. You can see also that the Bollinger Band is getting extremely tight, so we're going to be watching for a bull break to the upside if we break out of that range, or we'll be watching for a potential bear break of that Bollinger Band to see whether or not we see more downside. But we're also rejecting at EMA 26 here, this white line, and we've been rejecting now for about 50 days in a row. And we did close above it here back on June 24th, but it ended up being a bull trap straight into a new lower low and a daily downtrend continuation. We also have this wedge forming here, and we're getting pretty tight at the moment. So we could be seeing a break here, likely imminent in the next few days. But I do want to highlight the death cross. So if we do see further downside into tomorrow, the stock, the sector is not set up well if the S&P 500 or the broader market sees any real weakness. And at the moment, we've been rejecting at the 200-day moving average. We're below the 200-day moving average, which is technically bearish. And we've still yet to see a death cross like a lot of our other MJ names. So down 6% after hours, after earnings. Again, not set up well if the overall broader market pulls back. So this is a major warning sign, in my opinion, that investors and traders need to be on the lookout for, because if we do see a bear cross and a death cross of these 50-day moving averages and the 200-day moving average, if we see those cross, that could apply a lot more downside. And you can see here that we held that 200-day moving average back on this pullback here in the mid-May when we had that bloodbath occur across the sector. But again, now we're losing that 200-day moving average, and now we're below it and confirming it as resistance, whereas before it was support, and now it's a potential, a kiss of death essentially with a death cross. And if we kiss that and pull back, that is not going to look good at all for the stock. But I know that's probably not what the majority of people want to hear at the moment, but that's just the fact, Jack. So taking a look again at the SNDL chart. So at the moment, we do have a little bit of a basis support there at 78 cents. So 76 cents also being the low of this pullback. After that, we have a lack of support down to 65 cents on the daily time frame. We're also below the 10-week moving average, which we have been closing below for the last several weeks. We could see a bull cross here on the stochastic, but MACD still yet to cross bullish. Still some work to do there as well, but we are below that 10-week moving average, and the 50-weekly moving average has been holding us as support and holding on as nice support ever since this pullback began from the recent highs up at about $4 there in February. So if we were to close a weekly candle below 75 cents, that is going to be a major red flag as well. So if you're wondering what you should do, again, this isn't financial advice. You hit the buy or sell button, but if it were me in the position, I would be watching that 75-cent area. And if we were to close a weekly candle or lose 75 cents, that's going to increase the odds that we could see this death cross form and likely a lot more downside. And if that were the case, then we could be heading down to that 65-cent area. And then after that, we have nothing really until 50 psychological. But if we do see a daily candle close above EMA 26, the first time in almost a couple of months, and we do manage to close above the daily Bollinger Band and break bullish out of that pattern and out of that indicator, then we do have a lack of resistance, like I said, up to about $1 psychological, 106, and then 149. All right, that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments below, do you think that we're going to see a death cross? Do you think that we need to see this death cross on SNDL before the whole sector as a whole bottoms out? I'd love to hear from you. As always, thanks again for joining us on The Pursuit of Wealth for an SNDL update video, and we shall see you on the next one.